The great report, Earl. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming all the way from Pipestone, Minnesota, Mr. Mick Myers. Mick, welcome very much. We're glad to have you here.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here.
So now we understand that you're from Pipestone. We
Correct.
all know where that's at, over in the southwest corner of the state.
Corner of the state.
And now you're with the chamber. Is that
Yes.
what I got over there?
Yeah, I'm the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh,
I mean,
executive director.
Yeah, it's a big title.
Should have
big
a tie on there. You know, you're the pro at this. Tell us all about Pipestone and the things that you have going on there this summer.
Yeah, I'll be happy to. Pipestone's a town of over 4,500 people, and we're located, as you said, in the southwest corner of the state. And we're basically an agricultural town, but we have a lot of manufacturing, wind tower, blade manufacturing, and that type of thing. But we also have a lot of tourist attractions and so forth in our community, and we do a lot of festivals.
Oh, okay. So what are some of the festivals that you've got coming up? Earl likes to talk about them. He doesn't always get to them, but I get out to a lot of them. So.
Well, I've seen you at festivals before in Pipestone, but we'd sure like to see Earl there. One of the things that we got coming up is really cool. We have a Pipestone-powwow, and that is a really neat event. The powwow is a very colorful event. Native Americans from the Midwest come together. They come to Pipestone. They're there for 3 days, and a powwow is a fun event. It's like a party. I mean, you know, they come to dance.
Do they have like the hoop dancers and
yes,
all
the
that?
hoop dancers,
that's
the grass
great.
dance.
You folks got to go see some of that
exactly.
stuff.
The jingle dress, all kinds of medals, you know, on the dresses, and when the girls when they walk around, you can just hear them jingle, and then the hoop dance is always one of the more favorite dances because it has a lot of action in it and so forth. Yeah,
there's quite a Native American draw with Pipestone there,
yes,
right?
There is.
There's some long history there.
There's a lot of long history for, I don't know, it's been thousands of years, over 10,000 years. Indians have always quarried the soft red stone called Pipestone at the Pipestone National Monument.
Okay.
And so and Indians have always come to Pipestone in peace to quarry the stone. And so that's why we have a very good Indian tradition in Pipestone.
Well, you know, besides the powwow, what else have we got going on this summer?
Well, one other little thing with the powwow, the night before the powwow, they have, at our Performing Arts Theater, they have a connecting the circle. It's an Indian dance concert. Oh. And that's really neat. And this year, a gentleman by the name of Michael Butcher is going to be playing. And Michael played at President Obama's inauguration. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Is he... What instrument?
He's a flute player.
He's the flute player.
Yes,
yeah.
Extraordinary. He's very, very good. But the other, on this same day, if you can imagine that, we also have a Red Hat extravaganza.
The Red Hat?
Red Hat
Oh, the Red Hat ladies, yeah.
We had several hundred Red Hat ladies come to Pipestone, and they're at our Performing Arts Center, and we entertain them. We have saddled luncheons. We get the red fire truck out. We do fire truck rides all over town. And
well, there's always something about women in fire trucks. They love those firemen. You know?
They love those firemen, you bet. And then we have a group called Divas of the Ages from Minneapolis coming down for entertainment. So that's a really cool event.
So Earl, what do you think about that hat there?
You aren't going to make me put that red hat on, are you, Cousin John?
Well, you know, that red might clash with your camel a little bit, but I really think the purple would tie it all together real well.
It might go with my tie, maybe.
Yeah. So after the Red Hat ladies, then we got, and you said that, and that's the start of the powwow.
Yeah, and that's on the same day, and then we have another event that very same day. This is all out in which a lot of people are familiar with, the Song of Hiawatha Pageant Grounds, the beautiful Song of Hiawatha Pageant Grounds. They're also going to have a rendezvous that same day.
Is that the Mountain Men?
Mm-hmm. That's the Mountain Men.
Oh, I've got an old friend of mine that does that. Maybe he'll be coming over here for that.
So it's pretty cool. We'll have a powwow, we'll have a rendezvous, and we'll have the Red Hat ladies all in one day in Pipestone.
And what day is that?
That's July 24th and 25th.
24th.
Be a wild weekend.
Wow. That's great. Yep. So anything else going on this?
Sure like to talk a little bit about the Civil War, Pipestone Civil War Days.
And Civil War
Days, yes. We're having, this is in August August 14th and 15th.
Okay.
We'll have about 300 reenactors will be coming to Pipestone.
Oh, they shoot the cannons off
Yes,
and do all
and
that?
they-
Oh,
yep.
that's a lot of fun.
And they do
there.
battles, 2 huge battles, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. And we also have a grand ball in the evening when all of the reenactors dress up in dresses and well, in their native era
Period
costumes.
costumes. Wow.
Era costumes, right.
And then they have their fancy.
And then they're
Dance
taught
the
how to
minuets
dance.
and-
They're
oh,
taught how to
wow.
dance. There's a band there that teaches them how to dance. And then they have a several-hour grand ball, grand march, and so forth.
Wow.
But probably the coolest thing of the whole thing is Mr. and Mrs. Abraham Lincoln will be there. And they will be on the parade grounds, you know, both days and so forth. But on Friday night at the Performing Arts Center, they do a show called The Last 60 Minutes of Abraham Lincoln when he was alive. And they're sitting on stage, and Mr. and Mrs. Lincoln are talking. He's talking about, you know, they just freed the slaves, and he's talking about, you know, what happened during his presidency, and saying to his wife that he thinks that everything went fairly well, and she's agreeing. And like I say, they're both sitting there, and he says, well, it's about time to go. And bang, just like that, there's a shot. And that's the end of the show.
Wow.
And it is really a very touching. So I hope people can come to see that.
Well, that's
They'll
in
enjoy
August. Well, that's great. Well, what else can you tell us about Pipestone? Anything that we're missing that we need to know? Us, you know, people down here in rural Sweet Swine County, what might we find over there that we like?
I'll tell you, if you get to Pipestone, all over there's a lot of things to do. The Pipestone National Monument, that's a cool place. It's been there for years, and that protects the soft red stone that the Indians come to quarry. They quarry it all by hand, and I would suspect that every year we have visitors from every state in the Union, and I think it's 44 foreign countries last year.
Wow.
Because they come, it's very, very neat history, and people really enjoy that. And then just kind of on opposite of, you know, that type of a thinking and feel, we have wind towers. And we have a really cool place out there called Buffalo Ridge, which years ago, it's an old, it's about 300 feet higher than the rest of the area, and it's an old glacial deposits, and so it's high enough that they can put wind towers on there, and they're exposed then to the proper winds.
Sure.
And they do a very good job of producing wind power.
Well, that's great. Yeah, we've got some of that around here, and I know
Yes, you do.
up in Martin County they got some up there, and they got some over in Jackson County over there. That's a pretty good thing. Well, Mick, hey, we want to thank you for stopping in today. We always great to hear about stuff that's going on outside Sweet Swine County. In fact, we got our reporters out there all the time. Would you want to hang around with us and watch one more?
Sure.
Well, let's watch this special report here from